Hey.
Oh shit, what happened?
Are you the owner here?
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Luke. These are the Solar Sisters. We just came out here. We recently had a truck in the area. Did you see one of the trucks running over here?
No.
Yeah, so
I don't mean to cut you guys short, but
right.
we're not going to be interested in stuff like that.
Perfect. That's exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't interested, but the big thing right now is people are watching the news and they see that SRP is going to double their rates in less than 8 years. And so they're freaking out. You're a working guy, so you can probably afford it, but everybody's bill is going to go up by double in less than 8 years. And so we've had a lot of calls. We just had a call down the street, and they're really concerned about that. We're not trying to sell you anything today. What we do is we run an energy report to see if you would fit. We won't work with you unless we're going to save you 30%. And we're not going to work with you if there's any out-of-pocket expense for you. What we do is we design a report and we see if there's savings. If there's savings involved and no money out of pocket, we come back and we show you how the report looks. Most people are excited to see some sort of savings. It's just like a gas bill. If you went to the gas station and you can pay $4 or $2, you're not the type of guy, I'm sure, that would pay $4 if you bought the $2 gallon of gas. That's the simplicity. The complexity is not every house is going to qualify. So what are your high bills in the summertime?
Honestly, I don't know, dude. My wife does all that stuff. I'm just here.
Are you guys just on the level pay, or do you pay the high ones or the low ones?
I think we paid on the level pay.
Okay, so you pay like $200 something a month.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be an ass, dude, but
Yeah.
we're seriously not interested. There's some other dude that came over and talked and said that he's not here to sell us anything, but then try to send somebody back. That guy's interested. Gary, you guys should get that guy. You want to talk to my wife?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring her up here.
We pay about $300.
In the summertime?
Well, we pay the same rate. all year
$300
long.
all year round?
Yeah.
You guys should be like,
Well, I'm
please
guessing
show us
you
the
guys are
report.
trying to sell a seller.
We're not trying to do anything right now. We can't sell you. Even if you wanted this, we can't sell you. Here's the thing. We run an energy report. We see if you qualify for savings. And if we can't save you 30%, we don't come back. If we can't give you predictability, we can't come back. If there's any out-of-pocket expense for you guys, we don't come back. But here's the thing. People have been reaching out to us in droves. 2 houses over, they just went with us. And 3 houses that way, they went with us. Now, I'll tell you why.
We hear that a lot.
I'll show you the report, what we have. So we have a list of, here's all our clients here in this neighborhood. A big reason why people are making a decision here because you're all electric. So guess what that means? Now, you might hear, oh, this guy's full of crap, but here's the idea. These people are freaking out right now. The reason being is because a lot of these guys are watching the news and they see what the utility bill is going to do. Less than 10 years, it's going to double. So your $300 bill in 8 years will be $600. So forget about the savings. Let's look about the predictability. This is why they're calling us up. Now, what we offer is some sort of predictability and savings that are combined in one. Now, we're not trying to get money out of your pocket. You're already given that to SRP. We want to show you how we reduce the rate from way up here, and we just reduce it down here, right? Now, why we're hitting these houses versus the other house, guess what? The back of your roof gets crushed by sun, right? So you guys probably have all the windows and stuff closed up there because you're just getting sunlight all day, all night. And so for that reason, we're pretty sure that the house will qualify. Now with a $300 bill, I guarantee you're going to qualify. If you're $150, I just walk away. But you're high. And I know, do you ever get the energy scorecard from SRP?
Probably.
They tell you you're terrible because let me tell you, most people's average bill is like $220, $250.
Yeah, well,
so,
we have a pool and a slide and all of that, so that's usually running during the summer.
Yeah, 100%.
So that really hits us hard. Yeah.
Do you have a hot tub too?
No.
And then you guys have 2 ACs here at the house?
Yeah.
Here's best case scenario. We come back and we show you how we put tens of thousands of dollars in your pocket. We're not going to strong arm you and make you do this. I mean, if it doesn't make sense, don't do it. Worst case scenario, we say, hey, we couldn't qualify. We had to upgrade your electrical panel. There's going to be out-of-pocket expense for you guys. You guys aren't going to qualify. Hey, we ran the report to the engineers. The engineer said no. Best case scenario, we come back and we deliver you gifts, right? We deliver you the gift of a ton of cash going right back in your pocket because now you go from the 300 to the 200 or whatever it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to look like. I know this. The back of the roof gives us really good margins because you're getting crushed by sun. So that means we do less panels. They produce more energy, and it's going to drop that cost per kilowatt hour. I always do a gas analogy. You're paying $4. What's gas? They give me an electric car. Guess what? $4 a gallon.
Like $4.20 now.
Let's just say $4 a gallon. If you went to the gas station and you went to fill up your car, and there was a $4 option on there, but then you could instead do the $2.50. You would never pay the $4 gallon gas. You'd pay the $2.50, right? Doesn't make sense paying $4 a gallon gas. Makes sense doing the $2.50 gas. Now here's the thing. That gas rate never goes up and never changes. It's going to stay that way for the lifetime of the system. This is why people love this right now. You guys probably don't watch the news too much, right? Bad news sells. Smart people don't watch news. People that love to get scared watch the news. So what's been happening recently is this isn't just about inflation and what's happening on a national level. It's what's happening on a regional level. And what's happening is they're closing the biggest coal plant in the nation, and guess what they're building to replace that energy source?
What?
Solar fields. Guess what? They cost $500 million. They don't pay for that. We pay for that as energy consumers. They spread it out over an 8-year period, which is going to make everybody's bill double in less than 10 years. But the idea with this is if you're looking at this thing from a standpoint of looking in the future, bill's going to double. And you guys know how you guys conserve energy, you can do windows, you can do insulation, you can do all these other crazy things. That's not going to help the bill because we can't control the price. You control the price with this. Doesn't go up, doesn't change, and there's no money out of pocket. Usually people at the end of the say, Luke, this looks too good to be true. And I'm like, well, I could charge you more so it doesn't look too good to be true. That's usually what I tell them. But the idea with this, a $300 average, and you guys aren't like freaking out. I would be freaking out. I'd be freaking out. I freaked out. I started conserving my energy, putting my AC at 81 degrees when I got a $500 electric bill, right? That means your summertime high is probably $550, $600, and you guys just spread it out so that
Yeah, I mean things have changed. That's the average. As soon as I went to the plan to pay that monthly, so that's going to change for the next few months, just because it took us kind of a year or so to kind of figure out what changes to make to kind of lower our average. So, but yeah, in the summertime the bill is a lot higher because of everything else running AC.
With pool,
units, the
you got pool,
yeah.
you got 2 AC units, and then the other thing too is like if you're putting the AC where you want, like where do you guys keep the thermostat in the summertime?
I keep it at 78. I don't.
70. Are you a reptile? This is my story. So I moved from Idaho, and I moved to a 3,000 square foot house here in East Mesa, and I was keeping my house at 77 because people were scaring me about the utility bill. My first bill came in, and it was $567, and I freaked out. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, we're going to switch that. We're going to keep it. And I called the SRP. They said, oh, yeah, you use a lot of energy. You use 3,800 kilowatts. This is the price you paid. So I started putting my thermostat at 79, but my upstairs thermostat from 2 to 8, I'd bump up to 89 degrees. And then at 8 o'clock, I'd come back down to 89. I had little kids. I couldn't put them upstairs because if I did, I'd go to jail for child abuse. Had to shift their bedtime to 9:30. But I did this for 3 years because there's a 3-year period SRP didn't let anybody go solar. Finally, they got sued. They came up with this new rate plan that we're talking about today. I sell myself solar in May of 2019. I get it installed and activated in June. And immediately I started seeing a massive difference. Now I keep my house all day at 72. I'm giving you a hard time about 77. This is kind of uncomfortable, but guess where I put it at night? 68 degrees. 68 degrees is the ideal sleeping temperature, not 75 or 77 with fans. I'm just saying that right now. So I keep it at 68 degrees. I sleep like a baby. Invariably, not only do I save money and have a predictable bill, my quality of life has improved exponentially because I get to use as much energy as I want, when I want, how I want. So for me, I'm going to become awful enthusiastic and passionate about this because I believe in solar. I know that solar works, and I see the savings, and I know that if you guys saw it from a certain perspective, that this makes sense for everybody.
I mean, obviously it makes sense long term. We're saving money, but what's the upfront cost? That's where we come into bigger conversations, right? So what are we looking for?
Yeah. So here's the best part about this. There's no out of pocket. We do everything for you. You get the solar installed on your house. You don't pay us anything. Now, when your first month goes by, now you're starting to buy the energy off the rooftop. Now you're swapping out your expensive, dirty utility bill with a cheaper bill from your solar. And how we're doing that? You're buying the energy right from your personal power plant, right from your rooftop. It's coming right in the house. So you're cutting out all those junk fees. You're cutting out all those crap fees, and the cost of solar is less than half. Now it's a long-term agreement, so usually a 20-year commitment. You're buying the energy off the rooftop, but it's less than half the cost. It doesn't go up. It doesn't change. It stays that way for the lifetime of the system. This is why the people are actually calling us up right now. Now, a lot of times people have preconceived misconception that, oh, this is going to cost me an out-of-pocket expense, or it's going to be very expensive. Now I'll have 2 bills, and they're going to be more than what I'm currently paying. That's impossible to do so because your cost per kilowatt hour is less than half. This is kind of what we're proposing. And for people like yourself, if you're paying $300, I don't want to throw out numbers, but through my experience, man, the savings are going to look unreal. You're going to be like, there's no way is this true.
Starting when?
Huh?
Starting when?
As soon as you get your solar installed, you start buying half-price energy.
So I'm paying for the solar panels, right?
You're paying for what the system's producing. Yes.
Okay. So how?
It's replacing your energy source.
Okay. So how am I paying that monthly bill for the solar panels?
How are you paying the monthly?
For the solar panels, like how is that getting paid? How is the equipment getting paid?
Because this is your new energy source. You're swapping bills. You're currently paying an energy bill right now with SRP. Now you're going to be buying the energy from your solar system at less than half the price.
So the bill goes to who?
Bill goes to the solar company.
Who's the solar company?
Us.
What's your guys' name?
Fusion Power.
Okay, so so the bill would nothing would be paid towards SRP anymore.
You have a small little utility, but you still it's a hybrid system. You have a lot of good questions. This is why we want to run the report, and we'll show them back and explain everything to you. I'm not trying to get you to buy right now. I got to first send it to the engineers and see if the house qualifies. If the house didn't qualify, then I tell you all this great information, and he's like, that guy's a jerk because he told me all this awesome stuff, and he comes back and he can't even show this. So when we come back, it only takes us, I already explained this to you. This is going to take 10 or 15 minutes to kind of go over what this looks like, explain to you kind of like how these two bills and stuff match. We're going to look at what the old bill looks like right here, and then we're going to look at what the new bill looks like. And either it makes sense, like, hey, this looks really good, or it doesn't. We have a variety of customers that you could even talk to in the neighborhood that we've actually done that are super happy and grateful they made this decision. So I shot you text now. If you want it, I'm going to put in for $300 average. If you want an absolutely accurate 100% report, because I'd have to come in here and put in the usage that you have, send me the picture of the graph of the utility bill. So that looks just like the graph, just the graph. And I plug those in because it has 3 years side by side. Give that to me, and then I can have an absolutely to the penny accurate report. If not, it's just going to be 300 average. It'll be pretty accurate, but not to the penny. As long as I get that graph on there, it's super accurate.
Okay.
So when we come back, hopefully the husband lightens up a little bit. Let's just tell you, I'm not coming back to get money out of your pocket. I'm getting back to put money back in.
Well,
your
we
pocket.
definitely wouldn't put ourselves in a situation to allow you to do that. So.
I wouldn't do it anyways. That's not my job.
All right,
Thanks,
well,
Serena.
Have a good
Yeah,
one. Bye.